is actually quite special for you. Tell us why.
Vanessa started off about 12 and a half, playing gigs with Tom Carey. And that was nearly every session would start with a cup of tea, Kilmihill milking and a cup of tea. That was it. That was their signature.
Lovely.
I play that.
I remember Vanessa as a small girl over in Kilrush actually during the Mrs. Crotty Festival, and she's sitting in with Tom Carey and playing tunes. Yeah, that's going back a little while now. Not too far. No, not too far. Now, James, let me come over here to you. You are originally from Doonbeg. I'll use this microphone, James. You don't need to move that. You're originally from Doonbeg, but you've got quite a connection with Kilmihill, don't you?
Yeah, going back a long bit. And I remember going to the hall there, the old hall in Kilmihill, and it was a great place for music. Yeah.
So it sounds fantastic, and I keep hearing about the wonderful concerts that were in places like Kilmihill too, actually, in the 1970s and 80s. But I'd say the crowd here still think Kilmihill is there's no parish like it in Ireland, I'd say. What do you think, guys? Yeah. And there's a poster here that has been. Tell me a little bit about that poster, James.
Now, you had Larry Blake. You had Larry Blake and Saunders. What was his first name? Frank Saunders. Them two people, they organised a lot of this music here. This concert in Kilmihill was 1972. And I mentioned the names. You had Sean O'Shea, you had Peter O'Loughlin, Seamus Connolly, Paddy O'Brien, Paddy Kenny, Willie Clancy. Eileen O'Brien was only 17 years, she told me. And you had the Darcy sisters from Mullock. Tone Darcy's daughters. They were great dancers. Yes. And you had the Mullock set. And you had Dick Linan group. My father just played with Dick Linan occasionally. You had Donegal and Weenacon. He was a great step dancer from Cork. And you had Celine Hessian from Galway. So they were really the old type step dancing at that time. And that was 1972. And the admission was 40 pence.
Oh, Jesus, I wish we could go back to those days now, James, I'll tell you.
And I tell you, that's the why, I think myself, Kilmihill at that time was special. And that was the connection, as Sean said, and Anne earlier on with Willie Clancy. So all of them came to that great concert in the old hall in Kilmihill.
It sounds like a nest of riches there all together. Now, yes, I want to say something about Facebook Live. I know that we are up on Facebook Live, but things are dropping out. So if you are trying to connect with us on Facebook Live, do stay with us, because even though it drops out, we do get back again. So you'll have a couple of videos up there that you can see and communicate with us. Throw a comment up anyway if you want to, and you can also text us on 086 1800 964. And Joan Hanrahan joins me now because people are getting in touch.
They are. They're listening all over the world. I'm delighted to see that. Listening from St. Louis, USA, that's Sharon Marnin Zielinski, I think it is. Pauline O'Neill says listening in Kilmihill. Good one, Pauline. Home audience is very important. Barbara Coyle says, love the stories and the tunes. Josephine O'Halloran says, great to see the Millars on Clare FM. Nolo Flaherty, hello Paula, listening over here in Essex. Let me see, so many more great texts there. Listening live and receiving you loud and clear in Christchurch, New Zealand. And that's Nora O'Loughlin, and that was a name like that. She must be from somewhere around here. Nora Neary says, we are watching you in Castlebar, up the banner. Would love to be able to dance the Clare set. Nola Flaherty says, welcome Maggie in Ennistimon. Looking good, says Brenda Ryan. Veronica Santorum says, enjoying the music live in a kitchen in Clare. Hi from Perth, this is Magic from Melanie Murphy. And Snore, is it Snora, thank you. Listening live in Oslo. So everyone's listening. Texas is on there. So
and a massive big Kilmihill hello to everybody who's listening locally and around the world. You're fantastic. And if you want to text us, if you're local and you don't do Facebook or whatever, it's 086 1800 964 or Paula at clare.fm, and we will keep that Facebook feed going, so do stay with us if you can. Now, let me come over here to Mert Collins. Mert. Let me see, the last time I think that I recorded you was about 8 years ago. Do you remember at Kieran and Bernie Brown's hauling home in Tommy's house? Back in, wasn't it 2009?
Yes, I do indeed.
That was one of the best parties I was ever at. Bar tonight now, I suppose. So you're going to tell us now, Yaron, are you? Or what are you going to do for us?
I might do the sat nav.
Do the sat nav. That sounds promising.
Yeah, I have to read it.
That's okay, Mort. We're on the radio.
This is one I got. I like this one. It's called the sat nav. Everyone now nearly has a sat nav, and some of them send you the wrong way, by the way. But anyway, this one doesn't. I have a little sat nav. It sits there in my car. A sat nav is a driver's friend. It tells you where you are. I have a little sat nav. I've had it all my life. It's better than the normal ones. The sat nav is my wife. It gives me full instructions, especially how to drive. It's 30 miles an hour. It says you're doing 35. It tells me when to stop and start, or when to use the brake, and tells me that it's never ever safe to overtake. It tells me when a light is red and when it goes to green. It seems to know instinctively just when to intervene. It lists the vehicle just in front and all those to the rear, and taking this into account, it specifies my view. I'm sure no other driver has so helpful a device, for when we leave and lock the car, it's still
You can't beat a good bit of traditional old misogyny on a Sunday night in Kilmihill. Thanks, Mort. That was mighty. We might come back to you before the night is out. I have a funny feeling. Now, let me come up here to two young girls. Cousin of Cueva's is Tara O'Malley. Tara, where do you live?
I live in Liscasey.
In Liscasey. And how are you related to Cueva? Through Anne or through Sean?
Through Anne, so my mum is Anne's sister.
Was I talking to her down there?
I don't think so, no.
Was she the young one who
Yeah.
had no memories? Ah.
Yeah, she's the other one.
I'll get back to
It's John McHughes and the Cat's Me Out.
Lovely. Away with you. this area of West Clare is a fantastic area traditionally for music, but look at the bunch of young musicians that this area is producing as well. It just goes on and on and on. We've a whole bunch of young lads coming in to take up position to play tunes for you after the break. But first of all, we'll take a very short break. Don't go away. And the other lads sit them in there. Paul and Dermot.
You can say hello if you want.
Sorry?
Now you can say hello.
Oh. I don't know where I'm going, and there are trays of sandwiches coming in and out of here, and nobody's offering me any. But we'll get there eventually. I hope you're staying with us. Give us an old comment, let us know where you're listening from, and loads more music after this break. Oh.
Inserts, fireplaces, and gas fires in their Asian showroom and one more. Call your local low gas agent. Many phones.
Here we go, guys. And you're very welcome back. We're in Sean and Millar's kitchen here in Kilmihill. And in kitchens, you always have things like iPhones and spilt bottles of Coke and so hot bottles of Coke. Whoever spilled that bottle of Coke, pick up that iPhone quick and get it out of the way. It looks suspiciously like mine. It is mine. Great, all together. Now, let me come up here into the alcove, as we call it, and we have Claire Talty, who's from Ennis, and Jack King, who's local here to Kilmihill. Claire, your connection with Cueva.
I went to college with Millars at the University of Limerick. Two of us are studying music down there, so we're in our final year down there now, so I'll steam ahead now for the next couple of months.
Are you enjoying it down in UA?
Yeah, it's a great experience down there, a lot of different experiences down there, really enjoying it, and social life is great as well, I suppose.
I bet there's a little knowing grin there. I was in UN, as it happens yesterday. There was an open day in the World Music Centre. What a place.
Yeah, incredible.
You're blessed to have such a facility there.
A lot of different rooms, like the theatres, and we have a gambling room put in there in the last year, and just loads of different opportunities around the place. It's brilliant. Right.
So you are going to sing for us now, Claire.
Yeah.
What are you going to sing?
I'm going to sing a song called In My Father's House. I sang this, I'd say, about the first time a couple of years ago. I just absolutely fell in love with it. I'm loving this song altogether.
Where is the song from?
Well, I learned it from my singing teacher, Deirdre. When I was younger, I started with her, Deirdre Cullen, when I was about 5 years of age, 5 or 6. So I stayed with her until I was 18, until I went to college. So she taught me this song years ago. So.
Okay. And Jack King is going to do the needful there on the guitar.
Do my best anyway.
Come on, Jack. Okay, away with you, lads. The gable wall is all that's left now. The old thatched cottage is falling down. I dry my eyes as I fondly remember the days of long ago when we were young. In my father's house we were poor but rich in love, and no TV but music there
plenty of. My mother hummed her melodies, and we all sang along. In my father's house, when I was young, come the time when I am older, and my own children are reared and gone. I wonder if will they fondly remember the days of long ago when we were young. In my father's house, a smile would greet you at the door. A friendly word, even travelers there's welcomes for. We made the best of what we had, and we sang a happy song. In my father's house, when I was young, years have passed, and times are changing. The old thatched cottage has fallen down, but I still hear all the laughters of children, just like long ago when we were young. In my father's house, we were poor but rich in love, and no TV, but music there was plenty of. My mother hummed her melodies, and we all sang along. In my father's house, when I was young.
I presume you're specialising in singing, are
Yeah,
you?
my first day singing down there, yeah.
Yeah.
I do guitar as well down there.
That was absolutely gorgeous. And you don't know the author of that song, do you?
I don't, unfortunately.
Yeah. No. Singing it is the main thing. That was absolutely gorgeous. Wasn't that
Thanks very much.
wonderful, lads? The multitasking and multi-talented Jack King has just moved from the top of the kitchen down to the bottom of the kitchen. And the lads here, I'm going to get Quiva to introduce them shortly, but first, Joan, I'm going to come back to you because their texts bursting to get into the room.
Dying to tell you how wonderful this is, Paula. Noel Farty, rising up the banner. And Laura Delaney is watching. Have any friends who should see this video? So I have so many friends who should see this video. Shane McMahon says mighty stuff. Somebody in somewhere I couldn't possibly pronounce in the Netherlands says listening in from there. Martin Herrer says lovely James on the banjo. Then we have Colm Flynn, our ex-colleague. Hi Colm. He says loving this. He's loving it every Sunday night, Paula. Grania Fennell says great music. Kathleen Kennelly says listening all the way from Lancashire, UK. Liam Brown says, great stuff. Moira Rowan says, well done to Anne and Sean Miller for hosting a great kitchen session. Great to see all my cousins playing, and my brother Mike Murphy from Coolmean on the Baron. And Mammy and Daddy are going to be having a little tear here. Vanessa Nivelor, is that it? Vanessa, anyway, because she says, great night at Millars, even though I'm a little homesick, the music has lifted my heart. Lots of love to everyone at home. So hi, Vanessa. Another lady who'd love to be here and should be here is Orla Coughlin. She's listening in from Portlaoise and she says, great entertainment altogether. Jessie O'Loughlin says, well done, Tara. And Margaret Doohan says, great session, well done to the Millars. Betty Finnerty says, listening from Carrow, Galway, great music, up clear every time. I come from the scanner, you're not a bit biased, Betty. Good one. Myself and my grandson are here dancing to it. Keep up the good work, Clare FM. John Howard says, hi from Toongraney. And I saw somewhere there that Kevin Finucane was watching. I'm sure you are watching, Kevin. Because Kevin, it's your turn next week.
We need to talk about Kevin. Kevin will be on.
I know.
I still can't wrap my head around the fact that people say, I've seen you on the radio. It's really hard for somebody of my vintage. But we are getting used to the fact that we are now being seen on the radio. We're delighted to hear from all of you. And you can text us as well, the old-fashioned way, on 086 1800 964. And I remember when texting was actually very modern, a very advanced thing to do. Caoimhe, introduce to me these 4 fine young men that you've assembled in your kitchen.
Right, so we have Jack King, my neighbour up the road, and we have Paul Fearn from Ennis. We have Dermot Donovan from Cree and Dermot O'Kelly. So
we have two Dermot squared, and we have Paul and Jack guitar, fiddle, mandolin and banjo. And Paul, what are you going to play for us?
We're going to play 3 reels. The first one is the Ash Bank, the second one is the Duke of Leinster, and the third one is Fred's Reel, I think.
Mighty. Okay, away live.
1, 2, 3, 4.
improvisation there.
The hens are there eating off me now from bed.
So the pack went on you a moment in.
Of course, sure. At the vital moments.
Give us a wave, seeing as we've come to visit you.
Here you are, what's the club?
Acting from Newmarket now Clare Castle, I think it is, and Saoirse O'Malley, who is from Milton Abbey. And I know you're a niece of Martin's.
Of Martin O'Malley, is it?
Yes, is that
Yeah,
right?
I'm a niece of Martin's, yeah.
So who's your dad then?
So my dad is Paddy Riley, so he's from Listonburna. But my mum is Anya O'Malley.
Oh, so
she's-
your name is O'Reilly, not O'Malley. I don't know Paddy O'Reilly, the flute player.
Yeah.
Oh, were you in the kitchen? Were you a small girl in the kitchen in Fenora? We did a kitchen session 10 years ago and Paddy played at that. Were you one of the kids there?
I don't remember.
She's that young, she can't even remember back 10 years. That makes me feel bad. But your granduncle Marty Mary, who you may not have known, I don't know, he was a wonderful character around Milton Abbey.
Yeah, I did know him all right, but I was fairly young. But I do remember him as being a big character, all right.
He loved his music.
He did.
He loved his dance, and he absolutely loved when people came into Milltown for the Billy Clancy week.
Yeah.
And he was just such a beautiful man to go and visit. I loved him. I loved him.
I think everyone felt that way.
Absolutely. People used to seek him out during the Billy Clancy summer school and the rest of the year round as well. Okay, girleens, what are you going to play for us?
We're going to play two jigs, but we're not entirely sure of the names though.
That's okay, we won't throw you away.
But yeah.
Okay, so on concertina, Ashling Lyons on concertina, Saoirse O'Reilly on fiddle. this is more of the UL connection, Creamer, isn't it? What's UL been like as a musical experience for you? Because you come from a really strong tradition, but I bet you're having great crack in UL.
Oh, stop it! It's all coming to an end now because we're finishing May. But yeah, I did go in there with a big blinkered vision of being West Clare totally. But it's opened me to wonderful ideas, and I've started to compose music now as well. And I'm singing more, and I'm playing more, and not really afraid to do different things outside the box than what I was 4 years ago.
Outside the box.
No pun intended.
Fantastic. But you did sing before you went to UL, did you?
Yeah, I did. I sang a little bit, only a small bit, but I suppose been doing concerts and playing full time in UL that it's given me more of a courage to kind of to go out and sing in sessions and that kind of thing.
Wonderful. Okay, thank you, Creamer, for that. Now I'm coming over here to Kilmihill man. We're coming back to the home base and we're coming back to the tradition again. Pat, I believe that you have some songs that just couldn't be sung on the radio. Is that right?
That's right.
you wouldn't
Where did
chance
you hear
it,
that?
would
No.
you? My spies are everywhere in this kitchen, Pat.
I'd be after.
Afterwards.
Yeah, I'd be after them, yeah.
The poor listening audience will be so jealous. We're going to have to keep the cameras on you for the rest of the night to catch it. What are you going to sing for us now, Pat?
Well, try a new song that Tim Collins has come out with there from the Kilfenora band. We'll have a go at it anyway.
Okay.
The banner flying high up in the
Clear
end.
my heart, my home.
Yeah.
Good man
We'll have a go at
yourself.
it.
Okay, fantastic stuff.
Here we go. Tonight, dear friends, I'll sing a song. A toasting glass I'll raise to a place that means the world to me on the wild Atlantic wave. A land where blessed feet once tread, where kings and princes roamed. A place of beauty and renown, Clare, my heart, my home. So raise your voices, one and all, sing out, let it be known. The banners flying high tonight, in Clare, my heart, my home. Liscannor Bay and Moher's cliffs, great white Atlantic foam, and Burren's beauty uncompared, majestic land of stone. The rolling hills of Tulla, Inchikrone and Cragganone, all jewels in the crown that is Clare, my heart, my home. Across this land are ancient ruins, once built by holy hands, from Scattery to Carcamone, from Killaloe to Quinn. Kilfenora of the Crosses, 7 cart from Burrenstone, standing tall as sentinels of fate, in Clare, my heart, my home. So raise your voices, one and all, sing out, let it be known. The banners flying high tonight, in Clare, my heart, my home. And now it's time to bid farewell. This night must come to end, but I wish you peace and God's blessings until we meet again. If ever you return again, on this you can be sure, you'll be welcome here with open arms, in Clare, my heart, my home.
So raise your voices, one and all, sing out, let it be known, the banners flying high tonight, declare my heart, my home.
Fantastic choice for song.
Beautiful song.
You are definitely the first person to sing it, I'd say, apart from that recording.
I won't be the last.
I won't be the last. But you heard it first here in Millars in Kilmihill, and you heard the voice of Pat Ryan take that song and make it his own. And I'll tell you, Tim Collins. The Kilfenora and the Tullapipe Band have made a wonderful recording of it, but I guarantee you Tim Collins will have goosebumps tonight having heard that. Okay, we're going to come back now to Sherilyn, to the group who are down here. We're going to get a couple of tunes from Sherilyn, and I know that we've got a couple of brilliant young dancers who are going to join us at some stage. Joe, you're probably the easiest person to tell me who's going to be dancing.
Okay, Kieran Lorrigan and Quaylon Crow. Eva was supposed to be dancing, but she's sick. So we have two Bukari, both 15-year-olds, and they're going to do a few steps for us.
Fantastic.
So I think they're starting off with a slow piece first, Sherilyn, and then when they go into the reels, we'll have the lads.
Okay. Quiva, I'm going to come to you though. Do you know the names of the tunes you're playing? Or she's looking like a rabbit? It's all right if you don't. Do you?
I don't. I'm very bad at names of tunes. But we play them.
Playing them is the main thing. Okay, Sherilyn back in position again, and then the dancers. Away, Liv.
Thank
my side. That's Joanne's Scottish girls that you stole from us. And if I were to guess as to how that East Clare tune landed back in Kilmihill, I'd say Joan Hannon had something to do with it.
I'd say so.
And I think the second one was a Tulla tune. Do you know what the
It's Benny's Goat.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's one of my dad's favourites. That's delighted when you played it there. Yeah.
That was a John Hanrahan tune, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, great stuff there. Thanks a million, girls from Sheerlan. And Michael Murphy here on the Bowron. And lads for dancing. Thanks a million. I think it's time to take a quick break.
Paddy Command.
He's surviving.
I never made a cup of tea. Mine will have to
Yeah, it was nice.
There's another way. We're missing you. We're only hearing your yelps.
What are you saying?
Everybody on Facebook is saying, but we can hear the yelps, but we're not seeing the quality of the women doing them. And now, how gorgeous! Look at the quality of the women doing them.
The dresser.
Now, Paddy's going to be extremely powerful, so I keep it right down.
Give us a bit of Bowron on Facebook Live while we're waiting. What's that? While we're waiting, you can give us a tap or two.
Oh, yes, well, like,
Don't dance to this.
Thanks.
For expert advice, choice and value, it has to
Thank
be
you, ladies.
Street Ennis. Call 065 6828 568. Expert care made personal.
You go ask.
That was a little added extra there for the Facebook Live listeners, but if you stay with us, we've got something really special from Paddy Command coming up right now, actually. Hello, and you're very welcome back to Sean and Anne Miller's wonderful atmospheric kitchen here in Greygrove in Kilmihill. Oh, we're having the crack. back. The only thing is there's trays of sandwiches flying up and down here and beer bottles and everything, and the crew have their tongues hanging out and we're wondering, we will get ours. So here comes Joan with a glass of Coke. Joan has given in and she's drinking on the job. Coca-Cola. Now let me come up here to Paddy Kaman, all the way from Kilmihill, what part of, is that microphone doing funny things, Mark? I'll just stand back down here. All the way from Kilmihill. Did you get a helicopter over here, Paddy? No.
Tony Slasher and myself link up on a weekly basis every year out and singers clubs and things like that.
Yes, I have met you at Manny's, the Singers Club, Paddy, and you're going to do a recitation that I've had the pleasure of hearing before, but introduce it to us and listen up, everybody.
And it introduces itself actually. About rural electrification. Some of you might remember those times. There are many here that remember those times.
Okay.
Those of you people that might be around the same vintage as myself or more, if you happen to have grown up in the Irish countryside, you might remember the arrival of the electricity to your parish at home long ago, and all the excitement there was with poles and wires and trucks going crisscross over the land. Sure, there hadn't been so much upheaval since the days of the Black and Tans. I was talking there a few years ago about those times to the bold Robbie McMahon, a man that has gone to his eternal reward, oh God be good to him. You didn't know Robbie? Oh, Robbie was known the world over. He was telling me there, he was telling one to me, he got fan mail from New Zealand. 'Twas addressed to Robbie McMahon, Ireland. Sure, he's nearly as well known as Santa Claus himself. Sure, they had nearly the one addressed to the two of them, Robbie McMahon, Ireland, Santa Claus, Lapland. But we were talking about those times past, before the arrival of the electricity. And says Robbie to me, it must have been a pure whore all the same, back in dim times trying to do your lessons under the light of a candle. That's right, Robbie, says I suppose that's why I used to always get my sums wrong. No, something, says Robbie, back in dim times. We had several large families in every parish, 6 and 8 and 10 and maybe a dozen young lads. Young lads we were called in. Kids they're called, no. God, we couldn't have been called kids in our day, sure. We'd have been mistaken for the young goats running round the yard. Well, ever since that time, according to Robbie, the size of the Irish family has been getting smaller and smaller. With the result now you have maybe 1 or 2 or 3, if you have any child at all. And Robbie McMahon was convinced 'twas the arrival of the electricity was responsible for this state of affairs. And you know something, the more I think of it, the more I'm inclined to agree with him. And what's more, 'tis all right if the Irish nation isn't set for extinction unless we get rid of that electrification. Back in the days when I was a boy, a man knew the difference between darkness and light. He got up in the morning and went to bed in the night. He had his bacon and cabbage at 1 o'clock. At 9:30, pulled off his socks. He went out to the cat to water the flowers. And he bowled his wife into bed at a respectable hour. And he worked very hard for the good of the nation, trying half the night long to increase the population. Yeah, but every parish has the few of them. You know them yourself, sure. People that can never leave anything be. For the smallest of ills, they'll find remedies. They decree that men could no longer shirk. If the light was provided, they'd have to work, roll up their sleeves and forget the fun. There are more important things to be done than filling the cradle. So they started the pillage of every townland, town and village. Half the men of Ireland out digging holes, and the other half coming behind him, planting the poles. The confusion it caused. Every rabbit in Ireland is possessed, and the women, God help them, sorely pressed to find a man, he be sober or soft, to try and help them fill the cot. Handsome maidens, sad and sighing, scouring the countryside, wailing and crying, looking for men who weren't half dead, to comfort and warm the marriage bed. And I've read sons of Erin from sea to sea, out digging holes for poles for the ESB, wasting their talents and qualifications in installing rural electrification. Well, I'll tell you this. In the days of my youth, when a man took a wife, he knew he had a cook and a cleaner for life. She asked for nothing and got nothing back, and she did what she was bid. And she never knew need for hoovers and toasters and washing machines. She never dreamed of living beyond her man's means, and with 4 in the cradle still managed to cope with a cracked washing board and a bar of red soap. Yeah, about the women of today. Of course I'll say yes. Being your wife will be heaven. You realise I'll be needing a microwave oven. Our home will be paradise. There's nothing it lacks but a tea maker, a toaster, a mixer and a faxer, dishwasher, dryer and some retractable lights and plenty of sockets. And next year we'll include the study when we build the extension. The computer is such an essential invention, but it takes up so much space, and you really can't cater for candlelit dinner without a good percolator. I'd try Paris City. You never might tell. I might find one that does cappuccinos as well. And if you think that's right, there's a scurrilous rumour going around, and I heard it myself from the best of grounds. Our former Minister for Health, Mary Harney, and I hear she was hatching a plan to build an all-electric man. With the space provided by an IDA plant and the money coming from an EU grant, he'd be clean and cheap and built to order, with a mass stampedes across the border, with women bringing home a mate strapped to the roof rack in a cardboard plate. When all the important bits assembled and ready to go, just plug him in and watch him show his muscles, his strengths, his hairs and his graces. The Irish male now surely faces certain extinction unless some hero pulls the plug on this terrible invention that faces the nation and threatens the whole fabric of civilization. And that fan mail is hopping. 'Tis going to get worse. For unless we outlaw this terrible curse, sure them women, sure they'll be turning men on at the flick of a switch. If you've shares and Viagra, get rid of them quick.
I might just go and hand over the job of following that to Mother Miller. We were talking a little bit earlier, Quiva, about how you're singing, and now we're going to hear if the crowd up in the kitchen would actually give us some attention. Thanks, love. Then we're going to hear a song from you and a couple of tunes. Have you a name for the song?
We do. So I'm going to sing and Step It Out, Mary, and we're going to go into a real expose.
That sounds mighty. Sherilyn again. A bit belated, but anyway.
Everybody
and especially from Cueva there on vocals. And more especially to Anne Miller and Francis Duggan dancing over there in the corner. And to the Sunroom set who were shouting their heads off. Mighty altogether. Joan, I believe the hotline is hot there.
Martin Donoghue, the great man himself. Cavan is listening. Cavan is listening. Sonia Lenine says, listening in from Galway. Great session, great to see and hear some familiar faces. And Alan Miller, I'm here leaping around the kitchen, he says. Margaret Murphy, great music up Kilmihill all the way from Chicago. Fergal Burke says, lovely session lads, well done. And Paddy Meskel says, mighty evening. Niamh Casey, great show, very entertaining. Lynn Barnard says, a big hello from Lion, is it Lion? From London, and Jacko from Cape Town. We've just moved to Innis and absolutely love it here. We listen to Clare FM lots, loving music from the kitchen, thanks, and a kiss. And then we have Nola Flaherty says, that's savage altogether. Then we have Margaret Blackwell, savage music, love it. Willie Kilkenny says, best of luck from all in Mount Shannon and Newlands Bar Toongraney. So I suppose I'm missing you, Paula, from last week. And Jim Keane says, well done, Patrick, from Uncle Henry in Chicago. Yeah. That makes sense to some people here. Yeah. Ollie Breen says, great stuff. And Rose Janovich says, thank you, nice. Lots of, it's all relative, you see, people's different lingo. We have Bridget Miller, she says, I presume she's some relation, she says, haven't heard that song before, well done, lovely song. And Holly Sear says, I have to learn more about this. And Geraldine Dooley says, brilliant, Pat. So many more, they're just all over the world. Glory Kilmihill. And guess Jerry Clinch. He says, Glory Kilmihill. Coax an old song out of N before ye finish, guys.
Glory Kilmihill indeed. And just going back to Willie Kilkenny and everyone in Toongraney, how are you lads? And that reminds me, I want to say a really special hello to Kitty Layden, who's in hospital at the moment. She was our host for the third kitchen session and a fantastic host. And we wish you the very, 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 very best, Kitty. And we know that you would love this one here because West Clare is your heart and your home.
Yes, one there, Claire Henderson. I'm sure this will make sense to some people here. Hello from Kent. Great to see all my talented cousins playing. So that's from Claire Henderson.
Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Okay, let me come around here now to Sean Lyons. We heard earlier from Aisling Lyons when she was playing with Saoirse O'Reilly. They're all colleagues of Cueva's. And Sean, younger brother, you came along as well. You have your own claim to fame. I've seen a lot of you in the last couple of months, Sean. You won Clare's Got Talent in Glore a couple of months ago. Now, no pressure. Why it is that you won.
In conjunction with Clare FM.
What are you going to sing for us, Sean?
This is a song from County Down called Castle of Tomorrow. I learned it from a Clancy Brothers album that was lying around the house. And on the recording that I heard of it, there were 3 verses. But then a couple of months later, by chance, I found another songbook that was again lying around the house. And I found a couple more verses. So I picked my favourite 2 verses from that and I put it with the first 3. So
I love to hear creativity in a singer. Okay, Sean Lyons, away with you.
And this is a lovely simple chorus as well, so I hope to hear all you. The October winds lament around the castle of Dromore, yet peace is in her lofty halls, for Faustin the August star. Though autumn leaves droop and
In lonely cot or empty halls of the castle of Drumore, are growing hopes or fading dreams that rest or go before. So rest a while in golden sleep and hear this fairy song. Sing ha-shabailu, lo-lu, lo-lum. Sing ha-shabailu, lo-lum. The bomb may flood its winding banks near the castle of Drumore, yet no ill thing will come between my babe and my heart's core. The little folk will smile on you from eve till morning's dew. Sing ha-shabailu, lo-lu, lo-lum. Sing ha-shabailu, lo-lum. Take time to thrive, my ray of hope, in the garden of Drumore. Take heed, young eaglet, till thy wings are feather fit to soar. A little rest and then the world is full of work to do. Sing ha-shabailu, lo-lu, lo-lum. Sing ha-shabailu, lo-lum. Sing ha-shabailu, lo-lu, lo-lum. Sing ha-shabailu, lo-lum.
Never get tired of hearing that voice. Isn't it absolutely magic? It's something. Sean Lyons is originally from Newmarket, now moved all the way up to Clarecastle, I think, and you will be hearing an awful lot more from him in the future. We're going to take a very quick break. Is Mark Collins there? Mark. All musicians come together.
I'll take a bit of wine. You're happy with us?
And then maybe something from you, and then it'll be the final song. And you hear the funny ones.
It's great when I'm walking across from left to right.
And you're very welcome back to Sean and Andy's kitchen, lads. It always happens at this hour of the evening. Everybody's really relaxed. The beer is flowing. Gary Martin is yapping his head off. You're welcome from Boston, Gary.
Thank you very much. I'm
And-
delighted to be here.
And Hillary, don't try to escape.
Oh, I
You're
was going to
welcome
run
from
away.
The
Thank
Catskills,
you.
is
Yes,
it?
yes, it is. The New Baltimore. Shout out to my Albany, New York fans and friends.
Two great friends of mine from the States who have made their way into it.
Exactly. So we're going to play it for Vanessa, and we're also going to play it for our friend, Will Cotton, who's
is part of us, but unfortunately due to work she can't be here. So.
Okay, so for Vanessa and for Orla, don't cry now, the two of you, in Croatia and in England, but here we go. I just want to say all my thank yous at this stage. I want to remind you that we're in Kevin Finucane's in Ballygriffy in Rouen. Next week, Kevin's a Kilmihill man, so I know all the Kilmihill crowd will be listening into that. I want to say huge thanks to Mark Lavin, all on his own in the sitting room here, controlling the sound tonight. Joan Hanrahan on production assistance. Dermot McIntyre, who's there in front of me again on outside broadcast direction. Stephen McDermott, who's back at Clear FM, and Bob, who's pointing another camera in my face. How are you, Bob? Bob Singer for the wonderful photos and videos. The Kitchen Sessions Clare is the Facebook page that you need to look at in order to see all of those photos and videos. The Kitchen Sessions, it's a rag and bone production for Clare FM, and it's funded by the Broadcasting Authority of Ireland with a television licence fee, and that's really important. It's also funded by Clare County Council Arts Office. I want to say a massive, massive thank you to the Millars, to Sean and And before we go into our final set of tunes, I want a very short and funny yarn from Murt Collins. I want this for you, Murt.
Oh yeah. I did a little one about a couple near us at home. They were 25 years married. Now all she wanted to do was go to Dublin for the weekend. Nowadays to be Majorca as they call it in Scotland, or go to New York. But Dublin for the weekend, and after that, all she wanted to do was visit the zoo. But anyway, you'll always know when they're 25 years married, she'll be 10 yards ahead of him, and he'll be coming walking behind her with his hands behind the back. And anyway, in the zoo, didn't she go too near a gorilla cage? And the gorilla put out the paws and pulled her up against the bar of the cage, and she started shouting, "Paddy, what'll I do? What'll I do, Paddy?" Tell him, "You were paying your head like you're telling me for the last 25 years.
Listen, we're going to go into the final set of tunes. We have all the musicians assembled here. I want to say a massive, massive thank you. You are too numerous to mention. Wonderful singers, wonderful dancers, wonderful musicians. And from all of us here in Kilmihill, in Sean and Ann Miller's kitchen, a very good night. fantastic. Okay, take a quick break and we've another hour to do.
Say goodbye, Paula.
Bye from the Millars kitchen here in Kilmihill. Now the crack begins.